Thank you so much, Makeba, for being here. Mom Life Unfiltered by The Cape. Makeba is a mother, entrepreneur, creative, traveler, all things
life
amazing.
Lover.
Life lover.
Yes, lover of life.
We're so happy to have you here. We really are. Makeba, could you teach us how to eat a mango? Like,
yeah. I could. I wish I knew, because I would have had one right now. We would have had a
I mean, because I feel like you are the mango queen over there.
Thank you.
Am I?
Yeah, I should show my kids that video, actually.
They'd be like, we want to eat like
how
that,
you
Mom.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So I know that you were like life lover, entrepreneur, doing all the things, traveler, mother, juggling it all, which I love. And one of the things that I've always admired about you is how you just dive into fitness. Like, because I can't get into the gym for the life of me, or even create a home gym for the life of me. So tell me, has fitness been like a healer for you? And how has it been being a mother and then getting back into the world of,
so,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So while I was pregnant, I definitely had to surrender to the fact that I just didn't have as much energy, and that was okay, but I could still do my thing. Like, I could still move. Like, I could do a cartwheel at 9 months. Like, I was like, okay, in my backyard.
I would
like,
have
woo!
passed out, I think.
Wait.
Like,
what?
Yeah, I did a cartwheel. I was 9 months. Yeah. So I was I was pretty like, it's crazy because, to be honest with you, the first trimester was worse to me than the last. The last actually was like, you know what? You stay in there a little longer. It's okay. Like, I actually was okay with that, but I had to accept that I wasn't in the gym now 6 days a week. Like, that's just not happening. 5 to 6 is not what I want to do. The workouts look different. Everything is different. My biggest thing was focusing on the diaphragmatic breathing and, like making sure my hips were good. And, I felt a little like agile. But I ended up having a C-section. So that now and it's crazy because right after I had the C-section, that's a whole nother story, but me and doctors going back and forth, it wasn't a great experience. And right after I was done, she told me that I'll never be able to deliver vaginally because of the way that she cut me internally. So on the outside, I'm cut like this, but inside, apparently, she cut me like this. So that's like your abdomen, like all these things, right? And I was like, am I going to be able to ever even work out like I used to? Like, my body, like, I felt everything because I didn't take any meds after the actual surgery because I was breastfeeding and I just didn't want any more drugs in my baby system. Like, I was just we were like so natural up until that point, and I was just like devastated. So I was like, it's okay. So I felt everything, and I remember just feeling like, yeah, am I ever going to be able to properly work out again? At 12 weeks, I was definitely cleared to work out, but I was like, I am numb still. Like, even to this day, it's been going to be 3 years next month, and I still feel like a little bit of numbness in my lower abdomen. And to think that like I was cleared to work out, but this doctor didn't really even know how I was working out before, I was in no place to be working out at 12 weeks, not 20 weeks even. I was still not really ready. Like, I could feel it. So I had to like go very slow. I had to create a home gym so that I didn't have any excuses, so that my baby was there with me. Like, my little coach, she used to think push-ups were the funniest thing. Like, I'd be pushing up, like, you laughing at me? And so she became a part of it. I used to bring her, and then when I needed to change the atmosphere, I'd go to like this boutique gym that allowed you to bring your kids because they were like a no excuse kind of gym. So she would come there with me, and she'd just be right up under me. And so it was a progression of feeling like surrendering to the fact that I had to slow down while I was pregnant, but also knowing movement was still important. Then thinking I was like never going to be able to work out again. To then finding the light and the way, like just being like, hey, we just gonna move today. And that's what we're gonna do. And I feel like working out has never been the same, to be honest with you, because I had all the time. I was in the gym. I could be there for 2.5 hours if I wanted to for the day. So what excuse did I have at that point to not have? You know what I mean? I can't do that the same way anymore. But it also has a more impact now. Like, when I do get it done now, it's like, oh. we didn't.
Right. Right.
I feel like just with the 2 minutes you just talk, you pretty much covered all of our questions already.
Oh,
all
really?
The questions we had.
I love it.
We can stop now.
I love it. I love it.
Funny. Oh my God, sorry.
No, it's great because Makeba is thorough. Makeba, okay. First of all, mom brain. Do we want to go there?
Yes.
Do we want to?
So
I mean,
real.
should we dive into that? Because I know that
Mom
you have
brain
shared.
It's insane. Like the fact that your brain is actually shrinking is what's crazy. So your brain is not even the same size throughout your pregnancy, and it doesn't even start to come back to its size for like 2 years. And I felt an actual, like I could feel when my brain had finally started like coming to, and I was like, oh, okay. There were things that I was tolerating. There were things that I was going through that I couldn't figure out like why I was just so, like I felt stuck in certain things.
I can't believe you're so aware of that. I hear that a lot too, but I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, was it ever different really? Like, you know what I mean? Like I can't.
Karina's like, maybe I'm still in mom brain. I don't even know.
Yeah,
like I wasn't like that aware of it.
I could feel myself not being able to handle things, the challenges the same way that I normally would. And that's why the stuckness made me feel like something is just, I didn't even know about the brain shrinking. It wasn't until later on, I think randomly one day, like, a random social media thing talking about it. And I said, this explains a lot. Like, no wonder I'm just like fighting not just to be like, it's like we're fighting to be ourselves kind of, but it's like, it's that brain ain't even back, Right.
Right. So. And you said postpartum was like a challenge. Could you talk about?
Yeah.
Touch on that?
I think that it's great that now we're talking about postpartum. Like it's more becoming a thing. Like people are like, oh, postpartum depression is a thing. It's a season that, women go through after having a child and stuff. But I think people don't realize like the partnership that you have in that time or lack of is like a direct correlation to that postpartum experience and the depression and the emotions and the feelings. Because if you're in an abusive situation, your postpartum experience is going to feel 10 times worse. Like you're not getting the reassurance from your partner. You're not getting the help you need. You're not getting anything, it feels like. And I think there's even women who have partners that are trying to be present there. And you're still going to have emotions and feelings for sure. But when you are now dealing with like the abuse of your partner and trying to figure out this whole new thing, it is like insane. So it can be very, very, very hard. And I think that some men think that it's just this thing that we go through that's separate from them. And it's not. Like your partner can literally help bring you out of that space, and help you navigate it. So, yeah.
And that wasn't the case for you?
No, I definitely have.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. I think now I've learned the lessons that I needed to from it, but because I feel like not having what I needed helps me understand even more what I needed, if that makes sense. And like, there's been other people around me who have gotten pregnant, and I've been able to have like really great conversations with their partners, like the male partner, and been like, hey, these are some things that she's really going to need and want, and they're going to impact not just her, but you. And the more you can show up in these ways is going to help her, and you're going to have a better process, a better transition. And she's never going to forget how you treated her throughout the pregnancy and throughout the postpartum. So I think in a way, my situation has also helped me help other people, even though I didn't have what I needed at that time. But it's given me a lot of insight on the effects of that. So,
do you, what do you feel like reflecting on that? Like, what do you feel like you needed during that time from a partner or even from like a whole support group?
I needed a partner that was present, supportive, encouraging, just loving, graceful, patient. You know, sometimes just you might be in the moment of trying to do all these things and just stop and just hug you and just say like, hey, you're doing great. And just slowing things down for you in that moment, and not just encouraging you, but also physically coming in and taking the load off. Not just telling you, hey, you really need to make some time for yourself. I'm sorry. Where, how? Like, you gonna do the dishes then? Are you gonna pay for a massage then? Like, can we like, please stop telling me I can't stand that. People will tell you what to do. Like a partner's like, hey, you know, you should really do this. Yeah, if I could, I would. I need help. You know, I need help. And I think a partner who was invested as well in the process of what was happening to my body and my mind and the baby. So it's like, now you're having somebody who kind of understands things in moments that you don't, where you're like, I don't want to have to explain this right now. Like you're reading me, you're understanding like, hey, I'm going to show up in the best ways that I can based on what I think you might need right now, but also like research says, you know, it's like moms might need me to make bottles and take night shifts all the time. You know what I mean? Just like somebody who's, like going that extra mile and truly being present and loving. I had a lot of the opposites of that, like gaslighting, the deception, like so much that wasn't that at all. But,
wow.
Yeah. Did it make you, I mean, you kind of like already answered my question pretty much, but did it make you stronger?
Yes. And
and the relationship with your daughter too?
Yeah, I think.
How did that change?
I had to fight like myself to make sure that she was not going to be affected directly, because I was like breastfeeding the whole time while going through all this. And I remember being in the middle of a therapy session with, you know, my ex and the baby. And it's just, the therapist just like, okay, wait, just stop. Like, you got the baby there. She's breastfeeding right now. This isn't okay. Like, you know what I mean? She's seeing that this is not okay. Like, everything that's happening is just not okay. And I remember thinking like, so much energy is, you know, being transferred. Like, I have to figure out how to dig in within myself. I'm not getting what I need externally. We know this is already, like, this is just not happening. How can I be okay so that she's okay? And also accepting that her seeing me cry so much, I used to think it was a bad thing, but I also realized like she understands that we're human. And I used to talk to her even if it felt like she couldn't talk back, but I felt like she understood me. And sometimes I'd be crying and be like, hey, you know, I'm just feeling emotions right now, and I'm feeling a bit of sadness right now, but it's okay. And thank you for being patient with me. And like, those are the kind of conversations we had. And now it's funny that, so she's about to be 3, but if, you know, we're having our moments before she goes to bed and stuff. And sometimes I get a little emotional and she'll pull up her head and she'll just like wipe my tears and start patting me on the back. And it's so sweet. And I'm just like seeing how she is now, and so loving and caring and present. And like, I'm like, okay, I did something right, you know? And even though I was going through what I was going through, it didn't tarnish her. Like, you know, she's so happy. She's so intelligent. Like, she's kind. She's fiery. Like, you know, so it definitely, it made me stronger. But I think the part of the problem with the making me stronger was that I felt like I also didn't want to be hard, right? Like, I didn't want her, which we see this a lot, especially in the Black community, is like Black moms, the poor partnership, they feel like they have to be both mom and dad. You start to get hard because you don't know how to navigate all these things. So you don't really get a chance to be the nurturing mom. And I just had to be mindful of that I was not going to be that. And I'm like, she is not growing up with a man mom. So I always make the joke of like, I'm a retired man. I'm no longer in that line of business anymore. I am not just strong. I'm not strong anymore. I'm powerful, because power takes on different forms. Like, there's power in stillness. Sometimes there's power in not doing, like, but strength sometimes is more like that, you know, like, And so that's kind of my new way of looking at things. Is like, it's not really about the strength anymore. I already know, I have strength and I'm strong, but I want to be powerful, because that takes on a whole new way of making like impact and navigating my life. Like, powerful doesn't have to mean I'm like burnt out, but sometimes the strength, you power through it, and then after you're done and you're just like, oh, I'm so tired. Like, but yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's funny that you brought up the retired man, because I fully, like, when I saw that, I had to like laugh fully out loud. I was like, Makeba, are you retired? Are you getting pension? Are you getting full pension now? I
am getting a little something. Okay. A little something. I put in a lot of years, so it's a little something, that's supporting me now in this retired stage. So yeah.
Because I saw the video of you gardening and you were like bringing over a huge thing of dirt, and I was like, you're talking about being a retired man, and I was like,
it's like, well, in today's episode of trying not to be a man, like, sometimes I go back to work. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just go back to work. I fall into it like, oop, remember, we don't do that anymore. But I think the best part is that changing my mind has changed my life. Like, so yeah, it's just, yeah.
Karina, can you relate, like, being a founder, being a whole entrepreneur? Do you feel like you have to be a man mom sometimes? Can you relate to?
The problem is with my personality, like, I don't feel like I have to be. I am. It's just, I can't.
Okay.
It just happens. I can't stop it. But I think it also has something to do with me. I'm not like a helicopter mom, like, not at all. Like, not at all. But I am a control freak, unfortunately. I think it's a little bit my sign, like, if we want to get into signs here, but I'm a Virgo.
When is your birthday? Virgo. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I just unfortunately have that in me, and then, which unfortunately lets me take on some of the roles that my partner should be doing or could be doing. Right. So I can definitely relate to it. And it's stressing me out, and I don't want to be it.
Right. Right.
Because I feel like I could be way more relaxed and, chill and like just.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, that your kids just teach you. Or a whole, like, motherhood teaches you, like, I learned so much about myself just being a mom. And when I'm fighting with my kids, I'm fighting with myself.
That is so true. Like,
that's it. Like,
if you have that, I think that approach is very, like, it's hard for a lot of people to actually digest, but I think it also is the key. Like, it's literally the key. Like, if there's a problem you're having with them, fix it within yourself, find it within yourself, figure it out. And then it's like, okay, now you can, like, navigate it, as opposed to you doing this with them all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can start to kind of say, like, okay, what's actually happening here? This isn't just about, and especially, I feel you on the control tip too, because I'm one of those people who are like, okay, I want to have control, because you feel like it's more reliable when you're in control, because you know how it's going to go. But in that case, with them, you have to, like, surrender some of that control. Totally. And be like, okay, I'm dealing with my own issues right now, and another human who also doesn't have a developed brain.
Well, especially if you have a child that's exactly like you, it's like, and then all of a sudden your mom comes in to play too, because then you realize actually, like, what happened in your teenage years, like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, that's facts.
It's interesting because, like, we carry the voices of, like, our parents or whoever raised us in us. And that gets thrown into everything from motherhood to your business to how you are with your friends. And you're like, wait, that's my mom talking. That's my grandmother. talking right now. That's not even me. You know what I mean? And it's just something that you're so accustomed to, that you were brought up with, that it then gets transferred onto other people, more specifically your children. Have you experienced that in motherhood with your little one, where you're like, wait a minute, that's not me.
Yeah.
Why am I doing it?
I am like, especially because my mom has been so helpful throughout this entire time, right? She has been like my backbone, right? And so at the same time, though, I see how, like, my mom is very nurturing, and she's like, but I also realize, like, she will like overextend herself all the time. And I realize, like, I do the same thing. And then I'm like, this is how we kind of end up in these relationships that aren't, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing like this, and then you're like, wait a second, like, this isn't it. But I'm now the generation that I've been able to identify it, but she's doing this, but then she's also like, not micromanaging, but like, you know, like all the littles, right? Do this, turn that. Oh, you're turning there. Why don't you turn this? Why don't you go over there and do that? Why don't you? And I'm like, I'm walking there right now to do it, and you're telling me. So I also find that I'm kind of doing that, right? And then I'm seeing my daughter doing it. Mama, why you stay over here? Mama, come sit here. Do this. You like it? You want to try it? You like it? Do you love it? And she's feeding me. I said, this is why she does this, because that's why today. You want some? Do you like it? You want more? Do you love it? Like,
you're already seeing it. You're already seeing it in real time, and she's young. You're like, okay,
she's not even 3. And I said, geez, this is powerful. Just trickling down. I hope we're not all going to be overbearing. Like, can we work on it?
I understand, because I see it. I see it in my mom. I see it in me, my mother, and my grandmother. Like, my grandmother is a full-on worry wart. Like, you can tell her that you're going to travel to like Iceland, and she'll be like, I saw on the news that
the news.
People in Iceland are falling between the cracks of the ice. And if you go there, you might fall between the cracks of the ice. I'm just letting you know, you probably don't want to do that trip to Iceland. And I'm like, could you stop? And then my mother's like, you know what? She tries to seem like she's better, like she's more evolved. And so she just packages it a little different. She goes, yeah, your grandmother, she talked to me about you in Iceland. And then she tried to tell me that you could end up, you know, with ice chips, you know, maybe in your blood, or that you can fall down a crack in an iceberg. And, you know, I told her, you're going to be okay. And I'm not worrying about you. And then, you know what else she had to tell me? And then she starts going down, but utilizing my grandmother
as a caution,
as the voice, as the scapegoat. And then I'm looking at her and I'm like,
you really want
you're not making you're not making this any better. Like, I'm going to Iceland, right? And it's going to be okay, but we don't have to worry about it. And I see how that worry it just trickles. And I don't know if it's epigenetics. I think it could be epigenetics, like where you're like, when you're in the womb, you're taking on. I don't know if it's. What do you think?
I think it's also worrying. Like, you're just, when you're a mom, it just comes with it. It's like, you're worrying about your kid and your grandchild. So
it's crazy, because the other day I saw this video that talked about how when you worry about someone, you actually are putting like evil eye on them, essentially. So it's like you're sending negative energy towards them, but we do it thinking we care. And I was like, you know what? I actually think that I could see how that could be. Like, we're projecting, instead of just being like, oh, my daughter's not with me, instead of just thinking, you know what, she's incredible right now. I bet she's having an amazing day. And I bet she's laughing and she's having a great time. And just filling yourself and, or everything with that energy is putting that out there versus like, oh God, did she eat all the food today? I wonder if she fell. Did the other kids like her? I wonder if there's a poop in her pants. They didn't see. Did they see? Are they going to feed her what I said? Like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, also I feel like in our generation, that I don't really know. I feel like this is such a huge topic because kids have to make their own experiences. And if you fall through a crack in Iceland, I mean, that sucks, because then you're most likely dead. But I would say it starts with a kid jumping off a play gym or so, like a mom would automatically say, don't do that. That's too high. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like maybe you could just say, so from where I'm standing, this, it looks really high, but if you think you can do it,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, unless the kid really is in huge danger.
Right.
But I feel like we're projecting our experiences onto our kids like so much. Yeah. But you just can't help it. I wish I would be more aware of that.
Right.
And would act differently a lot of times. But that's just what happens.
Yeah. We try though, so the best we can do is keep trying. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
As a mom, what do you feel like you're learning from your child? Like, first thing that pops into your brain?
Patience.
Yeah.
That's like the first word that comes to my mind. Patience, and I think surrendering as well. Like you were saying, sometimes with those situations where it's not about seeing the danger, but also surrendering to them as being their own humans and their own little beings that are going to have to just try to jump and fall sometimes, so that they understand that that's just, maybe they didn't want to make that choice next time. But it's just the patience and the surrender has been two of the biggest things. And like we were saying earlier, the fact that like they are you. Whatever you are dealing with them is actually a reflection of what you need to work on in here too. Those are probably the biggest things for me.
That's a good point, because I feel like, and you two can let me know, but like, do you feel like through motherhood that you're also healing your inner child as you raise your children? Like, I want both of you to speak on that. Is that something that through that process, you're like, okay, now I'm actually healing parts of me that I didn't even know I could heal before being a mom, but now it's all taking shape and form.
Right.
Yeah. And all of my relationships, I think that's the beauty of motherhood. I feel like, because you're getting held up a mirror every day to your face. And how you are with other people, with your kids.
Yeah.
And like my daughter is 8. She came, like I was, being emotional. Again, it was like bedtime, and I'm impatient, very impatient person. So when you said you learned patience, that's definitely something. So I was getting impatient because she hasn't read her book. She didn't do her homework yet. She didn't read her books yet. It was like 8:30 bedtime. I was getting loud. And she was like, Mom, what you're doing right now really it hurts me. And it makes me feel unsafe. And I was like, what?
Wow. Yeah.
Like she's 8, like everything just drops. I just hugged her and I was like, oh my God, you're amazing. And you're so right.
Wow. But you know what's crazy? Like, wow. That makes you also feel like, wow, you're raising this like emotionally intelligent, like whatever you've done to this point has now cultivated, even if in that moment you might be quote unquote messing up, but the person that you've helped cultivate is able to come back around and be like, hey, Mom, like, oh,
exactly.
Okay. Wow. I love that.
So
that's a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Like that's a moment where you're like, okay, I must be doing something right as a mom, because even through you being impatient, being loud, showing your, daughter just your shadow side, a different side of you, right? She's able, just from what you've instilled in her, she's able to go, Mom, this is how I feel. And I don't feel safe. Like, I don't feel, like it, like sometimes it allows children to have that space to then show you what they've learned from you. Right. Even in your messy moments.
Right.
You know what I mean? In your moments.
More like she learned that probably more from my partner than from me.
Okay.
But hey,
Karina's like I am not taking credit for this.
Good for you.
Not really.
That's okay. That's okay. Oh,
God. She's like, I'm not taking credit.
That's so funny.
I want to tap into the subject of healing. How you heal now, Makeba. Is it differently, as a mother versus prior when you weren't a mom? Like, how do you go about, because we as humans, if we want to see ourselves, if we want to show up and hold ourselves accountable and try to evolve and be better humans, healing is like a constant thing to the end.
Right.
But like, and when you now have a little person in your life, has that shifted? How does that look now?
So I feel like because of the experiences I had from partnership and having like the birthing trauma, and like I had to do healing. Like I feel like I needed a whole reset. Like I needed to feel like at one point I was just like, I just wanted to get out of my own body. Like I was so over it. Like, so for me, the healing has just had to be, like I had to go, like I had to crank it up. Like all the mindfulness, all the journaling, all the trying to find the ways to like meditate and get into the somatic stretching and the herbs and all the things I felt like I had to be doing. And it even made me seek out more support. So finding a holistic therapist that helped me move the energy throughout my body was life-changing. And it's crazy because I'm actually thinking about bringing my daughter to her as well, because even though she's not 3 yet, I feel like she's a great person and she's done a lot, but I know there's things that she probably can't express right now that she's gone through. Like I know she has her own trauma. Like you said, they're not going to be squeaky clean, right? There's going to be things. And like, I think having a parent and then not having one all of a sudden is pretty, like it's got to have some kind of effect on her. So I think, that now the healing is like, it's more communal feeling with her. I'm healing with her in mind all the time. And even just having practices and within the house, like she understands breathing, I love breathing exercises. She hears my little meditation music. She'll come down the stairs talking about, so cute. She saw one of my family friends was like burning sage. She come down talking about good energy. I'm like, okay.
Jeez.
So it's like, it's just the idea that it's not even just about me. The healing is really not even about me. It's about us. It's about us. It's about her and her little babies, and and if that's the path that she chooses, or not just her babies, but the people that she interacts with too, right? Like that light just kind of like trickling down and out. So yeah.
And how do you feel like when you're going through, as a mom, like still being, present as a mother while dealing with pain? How do you even navigate that? Like when you're dealing with the chaos of life, because life is heavy.
Yeah.
And then how do you manage being present with your child, or can you? Can you even do that?
I had a few, I guess, ways. Like, I think every day is different. Like some days you're going to be able to hey, push the feelings to the side, do what you got to do with them. Other days, you got to pull over the car and you're crying in the car on the way home. You know what I mean? And it's just, I like I said, like she's seen me cry so much at different stages and for different reasons. Sometimes it's tears of joy. Sometimes it's just I'm overwhelmed and emotional, whatever it is. But I try my best not to lash out though, like the yelling at her when it's not about her. But I did in this journey get to a point where I knew I was at my, like, I can't anymore. Like doing this alone, trying to rebuild my life, trying to heal, trying to make sure we're okay on my own. Like I was here. And so that's where the village definitely comes in. And my mom had to step in and was like, agreed to watch her for a bit while I could have the space to be and heal. And that has been so important for me in this process. I felt like I was like going to war, like back in the day when like you leave the child with the village and you got to go on the trek, you know, to the new land.
I can picture it.
That's where I've been at. Like, and it's worked. Okay. I needed the space. She's got to bond with my mom on a crazy, amazing level. Also something I never had because I didn't have like a grandma relationship the way that they are. That's her world. They're so cute. Like I love seeing, they get, you know, they be annoying each other, all this stuff. But this time they've been having together is something some people don't ever get. Like I never got. And it's just so beautiful to see them connecting on that level while I get to put all the pieces back together and knowing that she's safe and happy and, you know, so trying to navigate the pressures of life and the depression or hardships and all of a sudden still be a certain type of mother, it gonna look different every day. I think at the end of the day, it's just about being honest with yourself and honest even with your kids. That's why I always tell her like, hey, thank you for being patient with me. And I'm sorry if I did anything today that may have made you feel unhappy or anything. Like I'm still learning and I hope that we can continue to just keep learning together. Like I've been telling her that like every night since she was like just like barely anything. So I try to keep that in mind because it's not gonna be perfect. I'm only hoping that I can give her a childhood she doesn't have to heal from, but I cannot safeguard her from everything, right? I can just make sure that I'm this authentic person that she doesn't have to feel like humans aren't human and humans don't feel and humans don't disappoint sometimes. Like my thing is giving her tools to be able to navigate. Like, so when you are sad, here's a way that you can support that. When you're frustrated and mad, here are tools to support that. Cause you gonna feel the things. It's not even about you not being any of those things. Right. It's just, how do I help you acquire those tools? But I have to know how to acquire those tools for myself to be able to even pass them on.
Speaking of tools, she's almost 3, right? Mm-hmm. Does she still have lots of like tantrums right now? I mean, that really doesn't ever really stop, but
does it not really?
I mean, my kids are 8 and 11. Mm-hmm. The 11-year-old is like, he's okay. Like not so many tantrums anymore, but my 8-year-old, she's got tantrums. Yeah. And I need tools. Like, what do you do because I feel like you forget, you know, when she was 2 or 3, she had different tantrums, obviously. Right. But like,
I honestly have kind of a mixture of things. So depending on what it is, one, I will try to talk to her by like asking her like, what is it that's happening or what's making you, you know, feel this way. I'll try to validate the feeling and then also, but at the same time say, okay, well, you know, even though you're feeling that way, it doesn't mean you need to throw yourself on the ground, right? Let's, you know what I mean? You can move your body. Maybe let's jump a little. Maybe let's, you know, do other kinds of movements. And then some of them, I'm like this. Okay, go have your moment. I'll be over here. I'm not paying you any mind. I'm just not here. Bye. Like, you know, like, yeah. So it's a combination. And sometimes I kind of just have to feel the moment because sometimes it is an attention thing. Right. And I feel like sometimes when you keep stop. Like it doesn't really stop anything.
No, I know. Right. I know. It doesn't. It's just, I heard somewhere, I saw a video the other day where I was like, you like all of these videos pop up, like how to be a perfect parent. And I'm like, okay, so, like in that moment, how do you actually, like the best thing you can do when kids have a tantrum is go on one knee and just be there with the kid.
Yeah.
Get to the level and then be there with the kid and just be like, give them a hug and just say, it's going to be okay. I'm here for you. It sounds so easy. It sounds so easy. Like, why am I not able to do this?
It's because
I think
that's the ego.
It's the ego. And I can't tap into this when my kid has a tantrum. Like,
how do you handle your tantrums?
Well, the best, that's why mostly I'm like, Ben, your turn. But no, the best thing I did, I think what worked best for me is, and I was so proud of myself afterwards, I lie down flat on the ground. Both kids were like fighting like crazy. And that fires me up. Like when they fight, I'm like, I mean, in a bad way, not in a good way.
Right.
But I get overwhelmed and impatient so easily. So I lied flat on the ground and I just said, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Like I just surrendered fully.
Right.
And the kids immediately stopped.
Nice.
They're like, they saw me lying there, like surrendering. And I was like, oh, that was actually very easy. Like just for them to see their mom like being actually human and not try to fix something.
Right.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
But it's crazy because that goes right back to the whole, like, what you're dealing with them is really within us. So that was literally you having a tantrum as well, because they're having a tantrum, fighting. Yeah. Now you're about to have a tantrum. And now you said, I'm going to regulate myself right now. And what that looks like is me laying on the ground and regulating myself. And you regulating yourself made them regulate themselves. Like, it's crazy. We're never taught this stuff though. So you have to it's a whole lot of trial and error. It's a whole lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
Makeba, how do you deal with doubt, insecurity as a mom? Because I imagine I think about just like everyday things, you know what I mean? In career, in showing up, doing something new for the first time. We as humans, especially women, we deal with imposter syndrome all the time. And I feel like as mothers, I don't think moms talk about imposter syndrome of like, am I really a mom? Am I being a good mom? Like the insecurity around that, the doubt around that, like what comes to mind? How do you flow through that? How do you deal with it?
I remember the first time I ever thought that was like those early months when they're fresh from the hospital. The breastfeeding is terrible. I'm hating it. I am exhausted. I am just like, I don't think I'm cut out for this. Like, I was like, I wanted to be a mom my whole life. And I was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm made for this. I was literally starting to convince myself that I
love that you say that.
Maybe I'm not the person I thought I was. Like, I was so not wanting to do it. I'm like, why do I have to hate breastfeeding? Like, giving her the best nutrients of her life, the only thing that it exists on the planet like this, designed for her, and I don't even want to do this? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, you know what I mean? I felt so many things. And I had to go to the logical standpoint for myself of just saying, you're committing to this for 2 years, just do it. So I was just doing it like a zombie, to be honest with you, for a lot of the time, just to get through to that 6-month period where I was finally like, okay, maybe I am starting to enjoy this. Maybe this is getting better. This is, finding a flow. But I think for me, it's just like being honest with myself that the doubt is happening. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know how I'm going to be a single mom. I don't know how I'm going to fix our life. How am I going to be the type of mother that I want to be without the partnership, without the help? And not just that, but I'm recovering from damage, like so much damage that I don't even feel like I inflicted on myself. Like, you know what I mean? That somebody else bled on me. And I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to fix all that, clean this whole mess up, be present with her. Like, how am I going to do this? Like, or will I ever find the partnership that is supportive? Because I do, like, as much as I'm doing the single mom thing, I believe children need two parents in the household. Like, you need that balance, I think. And, you know, I've just had doubt from every angle, but I have also committed to the idea that once you change your mindset, everything else changes. So I've just had to dig in. And even when it doesn't feel like I can see how something's going to work out, I have to just keep telling myself, it's all working out. It's all working out. I'm doing a great job. I'm going to figure it out. The right people are coming. Oh, the right opportunities are coming. Wow. And I just, I'll be putting myself in a trance almost just from that in itself, and just constantly telling myself, even when I'll be crying sometimes because I don't believe it. I don't sometimes, you know what I mean? But I'm doing it anyway because it's like the gym. It's like working out. You're like, I don't want to do this necessarily right now, but I know if I just put these things together, if I do the movements, if I do this thing, it's going to compound, right? It's going to be there one day. And that's kind of how I've taken on the doubt and the self-sabotage, the lack of self-esteem in a lot of situations, because I was like stripped down to nothing. Like, I didn't have any confidence in any department anymore. Like, I was really at a point where I was just like, and then what are you going to do? I had to make a choice. Like, you're at this point, it's like, I have nothing. So what do I have to lose from trying to compound these words and trying to remind myself that I am this, like, a creator. You know what I mean? Like, I can create this life based on the way that I'm shaping my mind and trying to create some kind of tunnel vision that is positive versus giving, you know, giving attention or like validity to the doubt. Because another thing I started doing too is like saying that I observe it versus saying that I am feeling it. So it's like, I noticed that there's some doubt in the atmosphere right now. Like, I'm noticing that there's some doubt somewhere here right now. And then I'll take a breath after, because it's not me. It's just somewhere. I'm not claiming it anymore. I don't claim it anymore. So I'm noticing some anxiety in the atmosphere. Like, I try to just separate myself from it now, as opposed to being like, I'm so anxious, I'm so this. I don't even want to use that language over myself anymore.
I love that.
Like,
I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
I'm using it fully.
Try it and take a breath after. I'm noticing this and I'm seeing this in the atmosphere. And then let it go. Like, I just breathe after to like, and it's weird. Like, every time I'm saying it, I feel a little tension. Then when I breathe, it's like, oh, I actually didn't realize I needed a breath just now. Like,
yeah. And I mean, can we talk about real quick and not real quick? I mean, real quick or not, whatever time we need. But you said that I love that you said, I'm not cut out for this, because I feel like the moment you open, okay, we don't have to talk about Instagram, but like the moment you look into like online somewhere on some social media platform, it's like, oh, I love being a mom. And I'm like, my whole life purpose is like, and it's great. And I admire these moms. Like, I'm like, but every time I just can't help it but to think, why am I not like that?
Right.
Like, why don't I have the feeling of I'm made for this? Like, this is why I just don't have it. And I remember we were at a girls' night and we were all moms at a girls' night. And I remember saying that I was like, I'm struggling. Like, I obviously, like, no doubt I love my kids to death. Like, I would die for them.
Right.
But it sucks. Like a lot of times it sucks. Yeah. And they were all like, oh my God, like,
why?
Why would she say that? Yeah. Because I think that's something that society you have to be that mom in today's society. You have to be this perfect mom. That's at least what I've been getting And speaking it out is just not an option. Like that you're not. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So I don't know how you feel about that, but I mean, now my kids are a little bit older and I'm kind of like getting into the groove and, you know, it's like changing every day still, obviously. And I don't think it will ever not change. But, and I'm not saying I don't wish to be a mom. Like God, I think we got to cut this part out.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Like,
No. That's the problem is that I think we're not, like you said, is not being allowed to, two things can exist. Okay. You can be like, this sucks, but also be like, I absolutely love you guys. Like it's possible. Like it's okay. It's who wants to deal with tantrums? Like, no, nobody. Like that's the reality of it. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that you don't enjoy those things, but you still do it. You still show up. Like I think you should celebrate yourself because despite how challenging this is and how much you don't think you're cut out for it, you're doing it. And you're still putting your best foot forward. You're still doing it to the best of your ability. You're still open to learning. You're still open to even being like, okay, you know what? What do I need to fix in me in order to work on that? Like that, I think we don't celebrate enough of that. The idea that this does suck a lot. But we still are here and we're still doing the best we can. Because guess what? There are people that don't. There are people that completely abandon their role as a parent and just say, I'm out. And it's like hazing, I say. You know, being a mother is like hazing. You got to go through this terrible initiation process. And not everybody's initiation process is the same amount of time or feels like the same. You know what I mean? Like, it can take time. I saw somebody say one time that postpartum was like 7 years. So like, yes, like realistically.
7 years.
Also, we don't live in a society that supports motherhood. So how enjoyable can this really be? Right? Like if things were set up for us to succeed, where like you said, if you were able to slow down, relax, and it's not just about our partners, right? Like at the end of the day, they're going to, you know, we hope they do the best that they can and stuff, but it takes more than a partner. It's like community. It's like, you think about the systems before of like having an entire village, or there's this book called The Fourth Trimester where it talks about the different cultures, how like after you have the child, the mom goes to the mother's house and is laid up drinking herbal teas and soups to just help support her in her recovery. And then they'll help you don't need a babysitter because there's so much people around you to help, you know, navigate all of this. How much more enjoyable would this be? When you feel like everything is coming down on you, yes, you're going to feel like you're not cut out for it. And I do think that isn't true. When we say we're not cut out for it, yes, it's hard, it's challenging, but our bodies were designed for this. We're just not living in a world that supports it. So it's very hard to even enjoy it. Like, and it's okay to not enjoy it. This is hard.
Very true.
It's hard. It's very hard.
And Karina, this is Mom Life Unfiltered. Okay. This is not getting cut out. This is like the best part of the whole podcast is you saying that. And I think a lot of moms probably can relate to you because they're maybe afraid to even say that they're not cut out for it. Like what mom wants to, you know how powerful that is to admit, and then for you to share that with your friend group and stand in that, you know what I mean? While they're all kind of like, you know, that is a really big deal because a lot of moms won't even admit it. A lot of moms can't even bring those words together to even say that. They're like, there's no way that I can say this because if I say this, I'm going to get scrutinized. I'm going to get looked at like I'm a bad mom. I'm going to get, you know, people are going to judge me. This is just going to look bad. I don't want my children to ever think that I feel like I don't want them or, you know, it's so layered. There's so much nuance around that. But it's like, it goes back to this common thread of like, I am human. I'm human. And sometimes, you can, like Makeba, you said, you're like, it's duality. Like you literally can hold being like, I'm not cut out for this. I love you. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to deal with this.
Try my best.
But I'm going to try. And that can all exist at the same exact time.
And still
at the same exact time. because that's just the beauty of being human. Like we can hold a lot, but it's also okay to share that we don't feel like we're not cut out, or we don't feel like we're the best, you know, but we're doing our best. And sometimes, I think sometimes moms are not even giving their best, and that's okay. Like that needs to be normalized. Like you don't always have to give your best every day. Yeah, like sometimes you don't even have it.
Right. I think too, like I always say, like your best looks different every day. Right. Sometimes your best is, I did not cuss you out right now. And that's all I have for you today. And that was the best I could do today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That is the best. Because we're not machines. Right? Where every day we're filled up to this 100% and every day is the same. No, we literally have ebbs and flows. Look at our cycles. Look at our cycles. We are going through these different phases. How could we be exactly the same throughout all these phases? Like we are doing our best. And I think that comes from the standpoint of like just wanting to be a great human being, period. And now as a mother, you still want to be a great human being, which means you want to be a great mother. It just means that we can't measure that based on what someone else is doing all the time, right? Oh my God, this kid knows how to speak 5 different languages into 3. Like, I'm such a screw up. Like, no, it's like your child was chosen to you for your assignment, as your assignment for you. They wanted this, like all of this, right? So it's like, we can't measure what our best looks like from anybody else. It's just got to be working with our little humans, you know.
That's so true.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. And I have like one last question. What's one thing you wish you could tell your pre-mom self about the journey ahead?
It's such a weird combination for me, because what came to mind actually when you were saying how, you know, you didn't feel like you couldn't be safe to say that like this sucks and da 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 da. Like I was even thinking like, you know what? Imagine like you being honest with your own kids about that. Like even for myself as well. Like I mean, like the concept of just like, imagine being honest with your kids about it. Be like, yo, being a parent is hard. Okay. A lot of days this is going to feel like it sucks. But guess what? We do it anyway. And we do our best, and it looks different sometimes. Like every day, you know what I mean? And just having that authenticity that now when they enter it, they're not going into it thinking it's about to, I'm going to be in this euphoric whatever. Yeah. It's more like it's hard, but it's worth it. Like you're not being deceived. Like this is going to be very challenging, but you're not just going to get through. You're going to flourish on the other side. Yeah. And it's okay to make those mistakes. It's very okay. Because the only thing about a mistake that really truly sucks is when you stop trying, right? Like everything can be somewhat fixed, right? Like you just have to stay committed to finding the best possible outcome of the situation, even when you make a mistake, and just keep going in that direction. So I think that's genuinely probably what I would tell her is like, hey, it's all right. We're going to keep going. It's okay to make those mistakes. And you're going to flourish one day. It's okay. It's going to be hard though.
That's
but you'll
beautiful.
love it.
I love that. I love that.
Well, this is quite the therapy session.
Makeba, you gave it to us raw and unfiltered, which is what we love. Yeah. It's true, you know, with the name, you know, of the podcast. I'm so grateful for your time, for your vulnerability, for the willingness to share, for the willingness to be authentic, you know, and thank you for supporting and for joining us. Just really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.